Hey guys, what's up? This is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Shadowhunters, episode 112, titled Malec, which premiered Tuesday, March 29th, 2016 on Freeform. And guys, I know I'm a week late, but I am recording this before the season 1 finale airs. So before I even get access to the episode or anything, I wanted to record this so at least it's on the record that this is what I thought before the finale happened and everything. So, quick reminder, I've only read the first 3 books of the book series. So if I mention any spoilers from that, or if I specifically remember something that happened in the book and it was different or the same in the show, that's where they're coming from. So just be on the lookout for that. But spoilers all around. So if you haven't seen the episode already, then I'm definitely going to be ruining for you. So just be aware of that. So let's begin with the 10-minute clock. And let's begin. Something new that we learned in this episode. So we see, how to put it. Alright, so basically the wedding between Alec and Lydia is closely approaching. Throughout this episode, we see Magnus trying to get Alec to be true to himself and realize that this marriage, while he's doing it out of honor, is not going to do him any good in the end because he's always going to be lying to himself and he's not going to be happy. Alec refuses. He's saying it's from his duty and all that. And we see it all the way to the altar point. Before that, we see the bachelor party that Izzy prepared for her brother. And that is just basically Alec and Jace finally hashing things out. And basically making up for the tension between them. Because they both confess to each other that life has been a lot harder since they stopped talking to each other. So we actually see Jace confide in Alec about this whole thing with Clary being revealed to be his sister, and then we see Alec indirectly helping with that issue while also talking about his own issue about life as a Shadowhunter, no emotions, meeting someone and then derailing all that, which is reflective on his situation right now. So we see all that happening between them, and then we get down to the wedding. And in the end, Alec stops the wedding to Lydia, and he rushes over to Magnus, who I guess you can say instigated this stop, and he kisses Magnus. Because I truly believe that if Magnus hadn't appeared when he did, Alec could have really gone through with the wedding. So there's that. Also, before this whole wedding started, we see Jace, Clary, and Magnus going to find Ragnafell, who is believed to be the warlock who put the spell on Jocelyn to put her in this deep coma. Turns out that he is, but in order to reverse it, he needs the Book of the White, which he had in his possession when he created the potion to begin with for Jocelyn. 20 odd years ago, from the sounds of it, or 18 odd years ago. So before Ragnafell could help find where the Book of the White is, a Shax demon attacks, which gives Jace and Clary the impression that there is a mole inside the Institute, because no one else but Clary, Jace, Magnus, Alec, Lydia, and Hodge knew about them going to see Ragnafell. So immediately Jace thinks Lydia is the suspect. Same with Clary. She goes to talk to Lydia about it. She shuts that down completely. So we deal with that issue there. And then the whole wedding happened. But Magnus also came to the wedding because he found through Ragnafell's things something that could lead him to the Book of the White. Clary recognizes a bookmark that she saw in the Book of the White when she was visiting the alternate dimension, when she was at Magnus's place. So, with that bookmark, Magnus tracks the owner, and it turns out to be Camille, who is locked in a coffin in the basement of Holta Dumor. So, that was surprising. I thought she was dead. So anyways, so now they have to deal with her, as well as, Ragnafell is dead by the Shax demon. So, throughout the episode, we get to learn a bit more about his relationship with Magnus and what kind of an influence, or because apparently Ragnafell is the one person who truly knew who Magnus was after all these years. So there's that. On a side note, we do see it pop up a lot in this episode, and that is the situation between Clary and Jace recently discovering that they are siblings and the issue between them. So in the end, after the wedding, or the non-wedding, I guess I should say, Clary shows Jace the box that has the JC initials. We learn that Jace's actual name is Jonathan Christopher, which is what the box represents. So further to say that the box is meant to be his, and Clary tries to convince Jace that Jocelyn never abandoned him. If in fact she is his mom, she always thought that he was dead. So that leads to Jace confessing that he doesn't know who he is anymore. So that's an issue there. In regards to runes, the only rune that we actually got introduced to today was the wedding union rune. Essentially, you draw the rune on the person's wrist, and then it's meant to be either symbolically it's drawn on the heart, or it's supposed to be drawn again on the chest, and then it's meant to form a bond between the two who drew the rune. So essentially, I believe is that the two that are getting married, they draw the rune on each other. I don't know if they do it again over the heart. And then apparently that solidifies the wedding. Thankfully, it got stopped before any of that happened. But that's essentially what the rune is. And we saw it in like this block of ice or something like that. Or some crystallized thing. So that's where we see it. So most shocking moment of the episode, which I did not reveal, and something new that we learned because it needs to be talked about separately. Sorry, I still have my cough. So, is that Hodge is working for Valentine. So, when Lydia is packing up to go back to Idris, she gets attacked moments before she grabs the mortal cup from her locked safe. Turns out that attacker was Hodge. He puts on this ring, activates it, and this hologram form of Valentine appears when Hodge is watching over Jocelyn while Luke takes a break. Reveals that Hodge made a deal with Valentine, and that apparently he's going to break his punishment with the clave and give the mortal cup to Valentine. And a deal was mentioned, like I said, so that was pretty surprising in itself. So yeah, I'm trying to think of the one thing that Hodge would want more than ever, to the point that he would betray all these people he's grown up with and trained. Because essentially, all the Shadowhunters that we've come to know and love, Jace, Izzy, Alec, and them, they've grown up training under Hodge. So it has to be really important for him to betray that trust he's formed with them. And the only thing I can think of is his release from the Institute boundary, I guess you could say, he has on him. So that might be what Valentine was bartering for him. So moving on, top 3 favorite moments. First one has to be the reconciliation scene between Alec and Jace. I really liked it. They finally settled down and had that heart-to-heart between each other, which is long overdue. And I really like that they're on the way to repairing their broken parabatai bond. And it definitely shows, just how much they mean to one another. And I really like that. Also, another thing, obviously, that I liked was Magnus and Alec. The episode is called Malec, which, crazy enough, has me thinking of another couple pairing that I go for in another show. But we get to see Magnus explain to Alec what it means to be in love, how it's not a black and white emotion, how it's truly all about symptoms a person feels. I really liked that speech. I also liked that Magnus wasn't going to give up and let Alec throw away his happiness, because it also affects him too. And then I like when Alec made the first move in declaring to everybody that not only is he not in love with Lydia, but he is in love with Magnus, who happens to also be a downworlder. So that doesn't really go well with his mom, but I really like that it was Alec who made the move, because ultimately it was Alec's pace that Magnus was going through it. Like, Magnus has already spent a whole bunch of years accepting and learning who he is, and then he's going off of Alec's reaction to things to not scare him away, but have him come to his own and his own way. So I really like that Magnus gave Alec that control in regards to when you tell people or when you reveal to people and such like that. And what a big way for Alec to share that with everybody when in front of not only his friends, his family, but also important members of the clave as well. So I just really like that for sure. And even Magnus's comment about how they haven't even gone on a first date yet. That was pretty funny. So I'm glad that it was also Alec who officially asked him out on a date. And I hope we get to see that for sure. Probably won't, because of the whole deal with Valentine making a move and such, but you never know. You gotta hope. Also, sorry. Hold on. Alright, another favorite moment has to be Simon's excitement over Magnus and Alec's display at the wedding. And his, just how he kind of recreates the graduate scene that he's trying to compare the Magnus and Alec scene to was pretty funny. And then Alec just responds by who invited the vampire. And then Simon's like, seriously? It's like, really? After all this excitement I'm pouring towards your new relationship, you're asking why I'm even there? It's pretty funny for sure. Also, Simon's description of what a bachelor party truly is was very thoughtful, very in-depth. I truly thought he was just going to end it at the stripper comment. So I really like he actually went to explain it to Izzy about what it actually means to have a bachelor party. So there's that. Also, a bonus favorite of mine was the thank yous between Clary and Alec. I wasn't expecting it, but I did like that it was shared between the two of them. I believe they are making progress in their pseudo-friendship, almost friendship, whatever it is you're going to call it between them. They are making progress for sure. So, top 3 peak moments. First one has to be that fact that Lydia was going to go through with the wedding despite knowing that Alex has feelings for Magnus. I mean, up to this point, I thought that Lydia was just completely unaware and that she was just starstruck when it came to Magnus because of the family history and such. But to find out in this episode that she was completely aware that Alec has feelings for Magnus and vice versa, and yet she was going to continue forward with this wedding, I didn't like that. It makes me not like Lydia even more because, like, why are you going to do that? It's like, she even admitted in this episode that she doesn't love Alec, but yes, she cares for him. But, like, it's still caring for someone that much, then you should know that eventually they're not going to be happy with you if they're in love with someone else type things, which it really irritated me for sure. And I'm already not a Lydia fan as it is, so there's that. Another peeve I have was Marsh Lightwood's reaction to Malec. I mean, that's like extreme harsh spectrum reaction for her. I mean, at least with his father, he wasn't completely for or completely against it. He was just still trying to wrap his head around it, because I'm guessing it's not a common thing for the Shadowhunter with a downworlder, even though Izzy has done it with Melanor. I guess right there is an indicator in itself, since they don't really approve of that as well. But Marsh was like really taking it forward. She was really honing down on Alec and pretty much putting all the bad reputation the family's had on his shoulders, which essentially it's their own fault because they're former circle members and stuff like that. I don't know. It felt really, I don't know what word to use. I just felt really pissed off at Marsh for her reaction, for sure. Just like, no, that's uncalled for. For sure. So what will I remember most about this episode? Magnus and Alec. It is named after them, the episode. FYI, the couple named Malec also reminds me of Max and Alec from the show Dark Angel back in 2000 to 2002. So this whole show, whenever Max and his little brother, or Alec and his little brother Max come on, it's always a little confusing there for me, as well as the ship named Malec. It has me thinking back to Dark Angel, so it's like too many common names for sure. So random questions very quickly. First one, how long before everyone realizes that Hodge is the mole inside the Institute? I know from the promo, you kind of see that maybe they have an inkling to it in the next episode, but I'm wondering how long for them in the story. Like, is it a day for them? Is it 2 days for them? How do they find out even? Be interesting to know. And I can't wait for that blowout reaction to that too. Next question. Why hasn't anyone thought to do a DNA test between Clary and Chase? I mean, yeah. They can't just immediately think that just because they're Shadowhunters that the simple test is not going to work. I mean, they are half human, so half their blood should still be able to work with a simple test, right? Or there's got to be some other magical means to figure out if the two of them are actually blood related. I mean, they have Magnus, who has immense power, so why can't he do some magic test that tells the blood relation between the two of them. I mean, are you really going to take the word of a madman saying that he's the father of both of you? I mean, really? I wouldn't. I'd want actual definitive proof in their situation. So, what do you guys think about that? Last question. Why isn't the Mortal Cup why isn't it not stored inside the tarot card again? I mean, Lydia had it in its actual natural form as the Mortal Cup, where she can grab it and use it. I thought it'd be simpler or more logical to store the cup inside the tarot card. So at least that way, if it was stolen again, it's worthless until they figure out a way to take it out of the card. So I was just wondering why they didn't do it like that. So moving on to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 113, it is the season finale of the episode, like I said before. Season 2, we got a renewal for that. But based for the finale, we see Jace interrogating Hodge, and we see Jace going down a very dark path. Based off the synopsis for the episode, though, it reads that Jace hunts down Valentine. Simon and Clary are trying to find a way to wake Jocelyn up, but in doing so, they may risk the downworld of peace treaty that they established. And then we also see, or we're supposed to see, Alec dealing with the aftermath of what happened at the wedding, or the not wedding, as you want to say. But overall predictions, I think in the finale that Jocelyn is going to wake up and she's going to reveal a bombshell truth just before the finale cuts out to the end. Like, you know when you have those brief moments at the end of an episode and then something shocking is just revealed that just changes the game for you, and then it just cuts to black and then that's it for the episode? I think Jocelyn in that moment is going to reveal some sort of bombshell, and then we're going to have to wait until season 2 starts to figure out what that means for our characters. So that's my prediction right there. Another prediction is that Camille returns in order for our group to get the Book of the White, and releasing Camille could very well be what puts the peace treaty at risk in regards to the vampires, since Raphael is the one who chained and locked Camille up in the basement of Hotel du Mort. And lastly, I believe Jace is going to go to extremely violent measures to find Valentine, and all because he believes that since Valentine raised him, this is who he was truly meant to be, this very violent, evil-ish Shadowhunter, and it looks like Clary is going to try to snap him out of it or try to convince him otherwise. So that's about it, guys. What did you think of this episode? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. Also, don't forget to tell me your own theories about what's to come in the finale, where you think all these characters are going to head to, and if you think it's going to actually continue following the books or not. Like I said, it's been a while since I've read the first 3, but let me know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, if you want more news about Shadowhunters, whether that's promos, sneak peeks, quotes, GIFs, dialogue scenes, or stuff like that, check out my Tumblr page. Link for those would be down below in the description box. You got one link specifically for episode 112, and then you got another link that leads you to a page that shows all the Shadowhunter related tags. For that link, though, once you click it, scroll to the very bottom, and that's your section for Shadowhunters. And that's about it. So thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. So sorry for the quality of my voice. I'm still recovering from a cough. Can you truly believe it? It's taking so long, and I don't know why. Probably do. I shouldn't be making videos like this, but I can't help it. I want to keep you guys informed, and I want to stay on track. So yeah. Also, sorry for the delay with all my videos, guys. My course finally ended today, my online course, so I'm free from all of that. My work event has finally ended just last week, actually, so hopefully a little bit less hours than I was given for the event, so that I can focus, or at least so that I'm not tired enough to the point that I can't work on these videos after work. And I figured out a few of my files I use for these videos are corrupted, so I gotta figure out a way around that. But thank you so much for your patience. I truly appreciate it. Now, I'm gonna try to find a way to find the finale link now, so I can go record and tell you what I think about that. But until then, have yourselves a great day, a great week, wherever you are. And until that video comes out, this is Mel saying you see you then. Bye!